World of Warcraft has come with a revolving door of patches, each of which comes with its own landscapes, collectibles, story, dungeons, lore and more, and then suddenly, gone. A new patch rolls round. The modern MMO requires content, and the modern philosophy on game development is not always forthcoming with brand new experiences. But wait, dear viewer, we have an artificial way to get you back into the old content for the purpose of a saber-swinging battle with your peers. Rejoice! Achievements are a way, amongst titles and mounts, for you to set yourself apart from the competition. They give you that little squirt of serotonin every time that beautiful angular pop-up appears, and frankly, make you better than others. I remember on my uni application putting that I had the original over 9,000 achievement from RAF, and they just gave me the degree there and then. Some achievements do a better job of inflating your ego than others, and that's what we are here to count today. Here are the top 10 hardest achievements that you can get in the World of Warcraft today. If you enjoy this, hit the like button and tell us your best achievement in the comments. We here at Diana's Boys crave the validation of achievements clearly, so tune into our Achievement Hunter live streams every weekend. Number 10. The Conqueror. Kicking off here with an achievement that, in my research, really manages to fly under the radar. Maybe because it's technically a precursor to the big boy that's coming further down the list, but if you set out to start this today, you can expect hours and hours of monotonous grinding in the same 3 battlegrounds. The Conqueror requires you to get exalted with 3 factions from the original World of Warcraft Battlegrounds: Warsong Gulch, Arathi Basin and Alterac Valley. For AV, the Stormsong Guard and the Frostwolf Guard come relatively easy. No more than 20 games or so, and depending on the meta, we all know that can be as long or as short as you like. Arathi Basin, okay, this is kind of a bit better. You can sort of get it in a reasonable time frame, although it's likely going to be more than the 100 wins necessary for the meta achievement. Then there's the Golden Goose, the piece that makes this a kick in the teeth. Leveling up to Exalted with your faction's Warsong Gulch reputation will take you years. Actual years. Even if you just spam Warsong Gulch, you need like 650 games. It's madness. The battleground isn't even that fun. The good news is, honour and honourable kills are going to pop up on this list later, so you may as well get started early. Number 9. 10,000 world quests completed. Well, this one speaks for itself really. What am I supposed to say that makes this interesting? Anyway, YouTube requires a tight 10 minutes, so don't you worry dear viewer, I have some thoughts. Introduced in Legion, at the time, we considered world quests to be quite cool. Granted, most of them just required you to go kill a rare or do some weird demon stuff, or fish, or something. But if it was alright, and different to the daily quests, which very much felt like the daily chores that you had to log in and satiate to pay a fun tax on the otherwise awesome content. This is perhaps the slightly less exciting part of achievement hunting. I imagine that most people who play the game for any length of time will eventually get this. I think that I have it, although I'm not really sure. It's a bit of a nod to say that yes, you have been playing the game for quite a long time. Grinders, if you want this, it just requires you to do the least interesting part of the game over and over again. Start in Shadowlands, shoot over to BFA, then boogie on down to Legion. Have a little flitter up in Darkshore, and then start again. Don't forget to clock in and report to your line manager to pay the fun tax on time on your way out. Number 8. Honour level 500. Now here is a weird one. Honour levels are sort of a Legion come BFA invention designed to create a progress bar for the die-hard PvP heads in the world. Honour level is a literal badge of honour for the people in Battlegrounds and Arena who play them all the time, and more power to them. There is at least a variety of content that you can take on, and a huge range of other achievements you can work towards as you make your way up the honour ranks. Go for Battlemaster, Khan, and maybe even chance your luck at some arena achievements. Go for World PvP to nail down some additional titles, or that really sick Legion horse for taking on the World PvP quest. Unlock the Crocodile, or the Spider from arena matches. Honour level 500 is frankly gargantuan. You're looking at a year of grinding to get this, but at least it comes with mounts and titles, cosmetics. Blizzard designed basically the world's longest battle pass, but the rewards seem, I don't know, sort of worth it. Number 7. LOREMASTER. What's cool about the achievement system in WoW is that every area, every playstyle is accounted for and has big goals that are in some way aspirational. No matter what weird little niche you have, there's a title and an achievement that in some way makes you a leader of your group. Now, I'm not calling questing a weird little niche, but if you're starting this achievement today, you're made of a different type of mustard. For reference, this achievement requires you to complete all the storylines of every single zone in the game. This is actually every single zone. Even the really garbage ones, like that underwater place from Cataclysm, that was so horrid we've committed it to the back of our minds. Vashir? Vasha? Vazhir? The achievement is probably actually really fun for people interested in the story. The quests for all but the current expansion fall over at max level, and you get to traverse over 15 years of layered storytelling. meeting interweaving characters and seeing the growth of the game represented by a diverse range of mechanics. You start by fetching and finish by using jellyfish to bounce up and grab treasure, or basically steal the entire mechanics of Flappy Bird. Loremaster isn't hard in the same way as really anything else on this list. It's interesting, engaging, sure, a little tricky at times as you look to understand what's still to be done and what has already been completed. Our Diana's Boy's top tip for this is to level up additional characters whilst doing it to make it more rewarding. You need to level each race to max level for the heritage armor anyway, right? Number 6. Gladiator. It's 2020, we're all working from home, and for some strange reason, I've decided to log on to the game of World of Warcraft. Let's go, I say, as I queue for the arena with my newly found friend from the group finder. The queue pops up, pray tell, what wonders await me? I enter the 2v2 arena to be greeted by a hunter and a DK. No healer, I whisper to myself. Easy mode. Next thing I know, 2 Twilight Devastations and a Death Grip dragged me in. I died in 1 global. I looked to the nameplates, Method, it was Mirrors and Roger Brown. I had been steamrolled at 1400 rating. My dreams of Gladiator lay in tatters. I hope that story demonstrates why I, a peasant, think that this title is really goddamn hard. I am sure as well that many people out there disagree, but Gladiator requires you to get into the top 0.05% of World of Warcraft players in PvP. When you see the amount you get for it, it becomes inevitable. Everyone wants it, but very few people can get it. The Gladiator journey, at least to me, seems to be a strange one. Some people just kind of have it happen, it clicks, but not for us. So fair play to our Gladiator friends. When we see you in our Battlegrounds, we salute you. You made our lives easier, and for that we thank you, you sick masochists. Bet they don't even have Loremaster though, Lamal. Number 5. 100 Exalted Factions. Here we go, it's our first question mark moment. 100 Exalted Reputations is frankly a ludicrous proposition. The introductions of Shadowlands did make this one a shade easier, as there's now more than enough to get you there without requiring every single one of these absolute grindfests, but even so, doing this without having played every expansion at time of launch is madness. Before, we had the template that we do now introduce in Legion, where for the most part you did the storyline and some world quests and then you were sort of rewarded with Exalted. We had Wrath, and even worse, Vanilla, where getting to Exalted often led you down a complicated path of puzzles, grinds and time gating, whereby it took just hard hours and a weird series of drops to get there. You also have the reputations from dungeons, notably Anchorage and Molten Core, unfriendly dungeons that take ages to run and bog you down in loads of trash. Then of course, you have the puzzle reputations, that require you to go get rep from farming rares or pickpocketing humans for hours on end. Starting 100 Exalted Factions now may just be the hardest thing on here, because it was never intended to be started now. It exists as a sign of the hard miles you have run, and those who get this are rewarded handsomely. Number 4. 250,000 honourable kills. Right, be honest, how honourable can 250,000 kills actually be? For reference, this achievement requires you to kill a number of people quickly approaching the population of Barbados. I'm really sorry, Rihanna. This one really puts me in a bit of a bind. What more is there to say outside of what's already been discussed in the other throwaway achievements for grinding's sake? The key difference between this and the Honor 500 grind is that this one really needs you to be present, and it's all a numbers game, baby. Well, it's all a numbers game, really. There is something kinda cool about this because it's all about messing with other players. The title, The Bloodthirsty, is interesting, and so is the hero of the ... awarded for your first, frankly paltry 100,000 kills. The record currently stands at 5 million honourable kills, so whilst this one isn't impossible, it still remains one of the most gargantuan grinds in the game. Number 3. A horde of hoofbeasts. We here at this fine establishment of a channel have said it before, and we will damn well say it again. Earning rare mounts makes you cooler than your peers, and the amount of you need to get this achievement will really make you turn some heads on the streets. Are they streets? Of Oribos and Dalaran. This is the latest in a long growing list of mount achievements, currently requiring you to obtain 400 of them. Doing this means you have to be across such a broad range of content and get so unfathomably lucky in so many dungeons as to make it a near insurmountable task should you be starting today. The reward for this one is pretty slick though, and the fact that you can unlock nearly 20 mounts in Zereth Mortis alone has brought this difficulty cap down. Still, you need to be a sicko to get this. If you want to know where to get started, check out our 2 mount videos on both the hardest mounts in the game and the easiest ones linked at the end of this video or down in the description. Number 2. Warlord of Draenor. Some achievements require skill, hardcore skill of the elite level. Some require tenacity to continue grinding day in, day out for an extended period of time. Some require a healthy dose of luck to allow you to be able to get the multiple rare drop chances. This is a different case though. You see, the Warlord of Draenor achievement is unassuming at first. Build a base, add the Gladiator Sanctum and complete a series of quests. Nice one. Sweet summer child, if only it were that easy. These quests require you to kill 500 people of each race. Okay, not too bad. In Draenor. Yes, the much maligned expansion that people really didn't like and has been consigned to the history books. There is, on last count, very few people there, and those who are will be levelling, a not very honourable kill indeed. This leaves you exploring the vast continent in the hope that you find a person of the required race, and then you have to kill them, over 2,000 times. It is next to impossible in today's game without some serious gamification of the mechanics, and well, as we know, that will get you into the bad books of Blizzard. Honourable mentions. A couple of cheeky honourable mentions from us. Didn't stand a chance as a weird little quest where you have to kill mounted people in Winter's Grasp with a cannon, issue being that they don't do any damage, and why would anyone be in Winter's Grasp mounted anyway? Herald of the Titan requires you to obtain a set of Ottawa gear and then kill Algalon. Good luck finding people with the foresight to do that outside of a guild. And lastly, Grand Marshal requires you to have either got this during vanilla, yeah right, or to have got to 2,400 rating in rated Battlegrounds. They are the ranked version of standard Battlegrounds, which you've probably never heard of because no one plays them. Number 1. Going to need a bigger bag. The Timeless Isle was easily one of the most adored patches, as part of a roundly adored expansion. This patch nailed it, but this achievement did not. Head over to Wellhead and look at it and you'll see such quotes as, "A bit of an underwhelming achievement, is it not?" and "Considering the time invested so far and how many things I've been able to cross off the list, this is going to take me about a year if I'm lucky. My plan is to get this achievement on my 87th birthday, shortly before dying of cancer." Killing rares is a little bit hard, we get it, and needing them makes it worth it. But for those who don't have this, you get, 10 achievement points.